Hey, John. Just a little bit of a perspective intelligence here. What is the gold standard for reality? And this is a question that is continually, as far as from an intellectual type perspective, uh, is interesting to evaluate. The idea of what is the stable, what's the touchstone for reality. One of the things I'm going to experiment with, just because these kind of things fascinate me, I'm going to make an AI clone of myself, and I'm going to talk to myself. It's the AI, because the AI can mimic me, can give the little glances I do and the little introspective type of pauses, and I'm just how close can that get to mimicking the consciousness that I'm trying to express. And I'm really interested to see how that's going to come out. I'm sure it'll be fascinating to watch the inner workings of my own mind, which I do anyway in doing this, of course. How that will perceive itself through that kind of a whatever it is, computerized medium. Because this has to be these are all turning into signals, vibrations, right? Where does the hologram end and the reality begin? That's the question that, you have this, how substance is any of this? It has to be, for me, brought into my body. I have to feel good about it. I have to feel, because we all know the truth. It's all we've always known. It's not a question about that. It's just a question of how can we bring it into focus in our own biological, psychological matrix here, this being that we are, how to bring this into focus, how to have a relationship with that in our own trillions of cells here, with our own communities of our own biological manifestation, how to bring that into focus, and then how to bring that into focus with a psychological, some kind of software that can utilize the possibilities here. And since we are evolutionary beings, is continually evolving, new neurotransmitters, new circuitries being developed here, new evolutionary codings being done through our DNA, continual moving through this. What's the touchstone? Where's that gold standard? Where's that bedrock of reality? Well, the only way I can have, or only way that makes, and the only way I am doing it is a continual exploration into my own self, is that self-exploration. Find the limits. Look into yourself deep enough in your own eyes. Find out where are the limits. Where do you end? Personality structure, this talking to you, the conditioned mind, is pretty finite. It ends pretty easily. But the intelligence, the consciousness that's observing itself talking, seems to be much deeper. And I looked at the depth of that. How deep can you go before that? And you're going to go beyond. What this goes is the intellect is such a frail thing to work with here. It's like, okay, I can, no matter how you talk about it, you're going to get an idea, perhaps. Maybe that's the best. What I look for, and I know you remember too, those moments of just pure, iridescent beauty. Just pure, without even knowing it, you know it. Wonder of grace. That. And then I just remember that as best as possible. And every so often I get a glimpse. And it fills my entire being. And it has to. I'm not looking for a visual glimpse here. It has to be an experiential, neurotransmitter-driven, biochemical, emotional, fulfilling experience. We can't settle for less. It has to be that. Total absorption, devotion. However, whatever mythological dance that I are involved in, the fulfillment of that. Infinite gods and goddesses, infinite possibilities. The only way this makes sense is to bring it back into the evolutionary nature of this human form. Kundalini dances in the body. on a cellular level, and that energetic being has that relationship. Feels like the mycelium of the earth. That's what we are. We're just growing these connective possibilities now back to the infinite universe. However that can be. Believe me. Anyway, just saying.